kitchen at Westminster. Saving Time with Margot is back. So here we are, we're in the kitchen. I'm doing things a little differently this time. You know what? Staples, pantry staples. It's really easy to pull together a meal with simple things in your cupboards at home. We don't always have to run to the store. Who has time? Nobody has time for running to the store endlessly. And we are all prone to forgetting in the morning that we need to think of something for supper tonight. So pantry staple meals are simple, they're quick to put together. You've always got stuff in the house to do it. Today we're going full on 1970s. This is going to taste like a memory. We're making tuna casserole just the way your mom did. So if you had a mom who was making tuna casserole growing up, this is the way she was doing it. Miracle ingredients. Simple. We're going to use about 1.5 cups of macaroni elbows. If you've got some other pasta shape, use it. Don't go to the store for macaroni, okay? If it's rotini, tuna casserole, it's rotini. Even better, use shells. It's got that nautical feel then, the shells. It's all going together. Nautical feel, haha. We're going to top it with Goldfish crackers. Growing up, it was always crushed soda biscuits. Crushed soda biscuits, croutons, anything will do. But if you've got kids, they want the Goldfish on tuna casserole. Our liquid is evaporated milk. And you can switch out for, I'd use a 10% cream if you're going to. Honestly, the evaporated milk bakes up easier. It won't curdle. You know how sometimes when you do a milk-based recipe, it kind of curdles and separates in the sauce? This will never happen with evaporated. You don't need to make a roux with it. You don't need to do anything. It won't happen. Our base is a cream of mushroom soup. You can use cream of celery. If that's what you have, you could use a cream of broccoli. Any cream-based soup. Can of cheddar cheese soup would be nice as well. And can of peas. Again, if you've got cans of green beans, use them. But you want something green, so use something green. But if it's peas and carrots or green beans, don't not make it because you don't have peas. Okay, don't go, oh, I'd like to make that, but I'm not going to be able to. Finally, you need a tin of tuna. 1 tin is all it takes. If you want to spread the casserole out a little further and make it more filling, go ahead and put 2 cans in, but it's not necessary. 1 can is plenty. 2 cans, it's just more. Easy peasy, just using like a 2-liter casserole. So that's usually like a 9-inch square. I didn't have a 9-inch square, so we're going to use that. Basic equipment needs to go in the oven covered. So if you don't have a lid for your casserole dish, grab some foil. And that's really it. Salt and pepper. That's all. That's all you need. Look at this. I bet if you went to your kitchen right now, you could pull this meal together and bake it along with me. You should. You should pause and go and check. Because if you have everything you need, you're going to get busy and make it today. And won't that be fun? Then you can cook with me. Right now, I've got a pot going on the stove. Honestly, the hardest work we're going to do before this is oven ready is cook off some pasta. So honestly, that's all that's going on. We need 1.5 cups. Don't, again, if you've got a little more or a little less, it's going to be okay. Don't let that worry you. Once I get the pasta going, I mean, this is what, 7 to 10 minutes to be al dente. So give it just a few minutes on the stove, and while you do that, we can make up the base. Everything's going to be oven ready in no time flat. You've got kids, easy meal to get them to help you with. Hey, you want to know what? I got new stainless steel pans not long ago. I know, I splurged. And mine were horrible. They were very old and they looked like they've been well used. Bought new ones, and I always put the salt in the water when I first turn the pot on to boil. And my new pots came with a little note that said not to add the salt until the water was boiling because it causes little pock marks in the bottom of the pan. I had no idea, but tip to you, tip to me, if I hadn't bought the new pans, I'd be doing it all wrong still. Give me a minute here and I'll get the macaroni ready, and then we'll come back and keep going. Hi, we're back. Pasta is cooking. Salt went in after it boiled. I'm going to try to pay attention. Charlotte's going to pay attention in case that pot's boiling over. But I did put a spoon over it, so that's usually my saving grace. Now, while that cooks, we can get everything else put together. This is so easy. It's hardly a recipe, honestly. It's just stuff. This is stuff you have. Now, we have to drain a bunch of things. Something that, if you're draining something like tuna, it's hard to get a colander with holes small enough. So something that I do if I'm draining things that are wee, put a coffee filter in the bottom of your colander. All the liquid will go through, but you won't lose any of your precious food. I always buy tuna that's packed in water. The ones packed in oil are okay if you're just gonna make a sandwich, but for cooking purposes, not so much. So just dump it in your colander. Don't try to drain it with the lid. I do that sometimes, and it's an accident waiting to happen, those sharp edges, right? I opened all the cans off camera because my can opener is a bit of a disaster and I didn't want to look like a fool. So I did it off camera. But easy peasy. Depending on your can opener, maybe that's a good job for kids in your house who want to help. Maybe you say, you open the cans. But if you have a can opener like mine, it's a terrible job to give them. Same thing, drain your peas. Canned peas always make me think of cream peas on toast, one of my favorite things to have. If I'm by myself, cream peas on toast is my go-to. I know it sounds silly, but I love it. And there's a few stuck in the bottom. There are always some stuck in the bottom. Any variety of peas will work. These happen to be the ones that were on sale the day I was shopping, so that's why I got them. Anything works. So just let your peas and your tuna drain while they're there, and then your simple can of cream of whatever you have in the cupboard. I always have cream of mushroom soup. It's one of my faves. You know, it's a weekend afternoon, you're looking for a lunch. Cream of mushroom soup is a fun lunch. Look, I've got food on my hands. I'm not going to be a child. I'm not going to wipe my hands on my clothes. I didn't wear an apron today. That's not like me, because I usually wipe my hands on my clothes. So just mix it all in here. Look, we're like really minimizing how many pots we're using. And honestly, if there was a sink inside the camera frame, I would have drained over the sink, not into a bowl, because now I got that extra dish. Although, not a big deal, but still, I like not to do dishes. I like to cook. I'm not a huge fan of doing dishes. Just put your soup base there. I'm gonna peek this, make sure everything's hunky-dory. Looks good. We don't want to cook it too much because it's going to sit in the oven too. So kind of like when you cook it for mac and cheese, you're just getting it just started, just going. Evaporated milk, it doesn't need to be carnation again. I got a good deal. Grab them while they're available, right? Full can. Dump the whole thing in. 1 can of soup, 1 can of peas, 1 can of tuna, 1 can of milk. It's the easiest thing in the world. It's the easiest thing in the world. And then you might want, you can get your whisk out if you want to, but be careful because you're mixing in the pan, so you don't want to get a big splashy mess going on. But just blend it to get that soup blended in. And I usually use the back of the spoon, to be honest, to get it blended in. Just kind of press it down a bit. Once that's like that, unless you want reduced salt ingredients, everything, don't add salt, but give it a little shake of pepper. No need to add salt. Good chance these are all quite high in sodium. We're going to let people add it at the table. They can if they want. That's going great. And then once we get this all blended, I'm going to check this pot again because I turned the heat up. Oh, it's boiling. I thought I'd check. That would have been embarrassing. First time back and making a mess. There we go. That would have been, yeah, no good. I've made plenty of messes. I don't need to keep making them. There. Now this is coming up pretty well, and we're going to do more after we get this going. So I'm just going to press that. If you grab a spatula, it's the easiest way to do it because you can just press it off without squishing those beautiful little peas. Because I got those nice ones, the little ones. Don't you like them? I do. And then carefully you don't drop that coffee filter in there. I'm just holding on to it. But look at that, like it holds everything, and then you don't get all that lost into the bowl, and then you're straining and straining and straining, just stuck to our coffee filter. Do you remember that joke that was going on a couple of years ago about hot dog water? That they were selling hot dog water in BC or something? There was something about that. Can you imagine? Tuna water. Although if you have a cat, there's a lovely treat to share. The whatever you drained off your tuna or your salmon tins, your cat will love you. A little bit of pepper. You can, if your family likes a little spice, go ahead and put a little sprinkle of paprika in there, or on top when you put your crackers. I don't really think you need it. It's tuna casserole. I don't think we need to get too carried away. You could throw in, I mean, you could put some like sun-dried tomatoes in there, or who knows what. Anything goes. You know what your family likes, feed them what they like, and then they eat it. I'm gonna rinse off some things. I'll get this pasta drained, we'll come back. It's almost oven ready, and we've been like, what, 10 minutes maybe? Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, pasta is cooked, so we'll just make sure there's a little bit of water in there. Don't get nervous, okay? Don't get nervous in the kitchen, just cook. It's just food. We're just looking to eat. Get it all in there. And then we're just going to gently push it around. Those little peas, they're just tender little things, so don't be beating it up. Don't get all crazy and stir. You just want to make it even, get everything kind of coated, nice and even. Look at that nice pepper in there, that looks good. And honestly, I mean, even if you had you've got a little piece of bell pepper hanging out in your fridge, looking like it's almost going to go to the compost pail, cut it up and put it in. Saute it first, add some fried onions, add raw onions. Whatever you've got, throw it in. It's not gonna hurt. That looks pretty good. Try to spread it out so it's relatively even, just with the back of your spoon. Get rid of that. We want to cover it. By the way, I did not butter this pan. You don't need to butter the pan. I mean, if you're really nervous, if you've got a beautiful pan and you don't want to get it messy, but it's not going to be a hard clean. It'll be okay. You don't need to butter. Foil on. I don't know if I'm doing it right or wrong, but I usually put the dull side down. So I don't know. You can tell me. I mean, you can comment like crazy and say, Margo, you've lost it. You should always have the dull side up. I always put the dull side down. Seal it up pretty tight, just like that. And this is a convection oven here, so if I don't seal it tight, it blows it right off. More than once I've looked and went, I got the foil flapping around in there like a sail. And I'm just checking my time. We're gonna bake it at 350 for 25 minutes. And in 25 minutes, then we stop, we give it a stir, we add our goldfish, okay? No adding the crackers until the very end or there'll be a burnt mess. Now, I'm gonna take my glasses off because they clog up when I open the cupboard otherwise. And there we go. And in she goes, all covered up. There you go. And 25 minutes, I'll see you again. I'll have this kitchen cleaned up. It'll look great. Okay, timer just went. We're gonna lift this out carefully. Be careful. Hot. Bring it over here, set it down. I'll just do this so we don't waste energy. Now, when you take foil off, or a lid generally, make sure you don't take it off this way because then all the steam comes up and hits you in the face, which can be very hot, so go that way. And you can see it's just cooked along here. Now we're just gonna give it a stir. The foil kept it from drying out. If you don't cover it, you're gonna lose the steam, it will evaporate, right? So for that first cook, we do it with the lid on so we don't lose all that beautiful sauce. Just give it a stir to blend it around. Sometimes it gets a little bit of a skin forming, that's from the milk. Just push it in, it'll cook back down. And then, the crown, right? We're gonna do, and again, doesn't need to be this, but these were on sale. I think I got the 6-pack for $1.99 or something ridiculous like that day. And why not? My kids loved it. They loved the goldfish crackers on it. And then just sprinkle them across the top. And then, if you have to, move them around a bit. And you can, I'm gonna go ahead, we got an extra and this pan's bigger than the square, so I'm using the extra. And just sprinkle them on. If you don't have goldfish crackers, crush up some soda crackers in your hands and put them on. You know, even cornflakes do the same job. And there we go. This fish needs to go right there. We're gonna put it back in the oven for 5 more minutes just to finish it off. I'll pull this open and get it over there. There we go. And right over 5 more minutes. If you haven't already set the table, now is the time to do it. I'll see you in 5. Okay, so it's in there for those last 5 minutes, and I realized I referred to these, but I didn't talk about them. So something new that we're doing with saving time, I will be giving the meal that we've made away, but these we've made up. So we've made up enough for 4 families to make a complete recipe with some leftovers of tuna casserole. So each one of these has a pan to bake it in, bag of macaroni, tin of tuna, can of evaporated milk, mushroom soup, peas, salt and pepper, roll of foil, goldfish, and a recipe card. All of these are going to be donated around. Families who could use the extra hand of help, happy to share with them. And look at that, a meal ready to go with some leftovers. There's going to be some leftovers here, everything you need. And honestly, I think this came together for, I'm going to say including the foil pen, like $5 to $7 probably. Not like very economical meal. And you probably have all of this in your cupboard at home right now. And if you don't, you might be missing one thing and you could probably sub it in with for something else. That's soon going to come out of the oven, and when it does, we'll have a look at it together. And then that's it, dinner's ready. Okay, timer just went. We are ready. I hope the table's set. This is, and I took my glasses off again. Brilliant. Look at this. This is the kind of thing that I would say benefits from sitting for just like 5 minutes. Don't call everyone just yet. It's going to be super hot and sloppy. It's like mac and cheese or lasagna. Let it sit for just a minute to set up and then serve away. Look at that. You've got more than enough for a family of 4 there. Came together in a heartbeat. We barely worked. My prep dishes are all washed up. Like honestly, this was the easiest thing ever. What were we? An hour, maybe at the most? At the most. And we had time to mess around. Bon appetit. Don't forget, quit letting food eat up all your time and money. This was very economical, efficient like crazy, came together in a heartbeat, and it's got everything you need to feed your family well tonight. A little side salad if you want to, or not. You suit yourselves. Enjoy your dinner. I'll see you again in about a month. We're gonna aim for once a month, so I'll see you sometime in December. Maybe we'll try for something festive. Look at me, I forgot I had them on. Take good care, see you soon.